friends, welcome back to Amy Bakes. I'm Amy, and today we are going to make a chocolate cream pie, but we're going to make it in the microwave. Okay, so for this pie that, yes, we're going to do in the microwave, you heard that correct, we are going to need a cup of sugar, 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. We're going to need 2.5 cups of whole milk. We're going to need 5 large egg yolks. Then we are going to need 3 tablespoons of butter, 4 ounces of unsweet baking chocolate, and a teaspoon or so of vanilla. You're going to need a microwave safe bowl, a do recommend glass. You're going to need a measuring cup, measuring spoons, and a whisk. And you're also going to need a pre-baked pie shell. I did not do my own. I went ahead and bought one that's pre-made for this, and I've gone ahead and pre-baked it. Okay, I've measured out a cup of sugar, and I do want to say before we get started, it is another cold and rainy day, which means my dogs are inside, and at any given moment, you could hear them barking. In fact, it's getting close to 3:30. They eat around 5:30, and around 4 o'clock, they start making sure that we know that they sure is hungry. So you're probably going to hear some whimpering and whining in the background. So there is a cup of sugar, and to that we are going to add 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. Okay, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Now this recipe came from my husband. When he had a restaurant in Tennessee, he used to make these cream pies. And when he told me that he made them in the microwave, I'm like, no, that's not possible. And he said it is. But he had lost the recipe. And so from what he could remember, we set out to create another one. And so this is a recipe I lost and then found again because I had just written it on a piece of paper and it got a whole bunch of notes all over it. And so I put it somewhere where I thought I wouldn't lose it, and y'all know how that goes. All right, 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And now we are going to mix this in to the 2.5 cups of milk. So I'm going to stir this up. We're going to mix that milk in there. All right, now I'm going to dump the milk in there, and then I'm going to whisk that together. And you just want to whisk this to make sure that there's no lumps in that cornstarch. Now we are going to separate our egg yolks and our egg whites. Whoops, almost made that mistake. And we are not going to throw away our egg whites because those will make fantastic meringues. Just they won't make fantastic meringues today because it's raining and yucky. And they typically don't hold very well when it's like that. So I'm just going to keep these, and on our first day that it stops raining, when it finally does, then we'll go ahead and make those. So I got one more here. And then we're going to whisk the egg yolks in to our little milk mixture over here. I'm going to whisk these together in here, and then I'm going to add it all in here. There we go. And then we're going to whisk this until no yellow streaks remain. So we're going to whisk this up for a little while. So this looks really good. We don't have any streaks of yellow. So that looks pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and start microwaving that. I'm just going to grab the paper towel and set my whisk down. Now, microwaves cook different. Each wattage is different. Each microwave is different. So this is one you're going to need to play with. In my notes here, I've got cook in the microwave on full power for 2 minutes, stir it, cook 2 minutes more, and continue in 2-minute intervals until thick and pudding-like. And when I did this before, I've got 2, 2, 2, 3/4. So 6 minutes and 45 seconds roughly. So we're going to do it in 2-minute increments. So we're going to put this in here. Oh, and fun fact about the microwave. I know I did one video, and my butter exploded in the microwave. This morning I was making my tea, and instead of getting out my kettle, I thought, well, I'll just microwave it. My water exploded in the microwave this morning. The whole cup of water did this gigantic bubble, and it just exploded all over the entire microwave. So I had to just stop and clean everything out. So, which I do on a weekly basis anyways. So I got it out of the way early this week. But just so you know, things explode in the microwave. So do kind of watch this. Okay, first 2 minutes is up. It's not very thick at all, still very, very liquidy. We're just going to stir it in really good, whisk it, make sure we don't have any lumps. And we're going to go back for another 2 minutes. And I've gone ahead and chopped the chocolate while that was cooking. So that'll be ready to stir it in when the time comes. Okay, it's been in now two minutes, so 4 minutes total. I'm going to stir that up. It's just beginning to thicken, still very loose. We're going to put that in for another 2 minutes. There we go. So another 2 minutes. Okay, now you can see it's starting to get puddingy, so we're going to whisk this in. It's getting there. So we're going to do 45 more seconds because that's what I have in my notes. And trust me, I tried this many, many times to get this down. So that's looking really, really good. So we're going to go 45 more seconds, and then we're going to finish this off. Oh, look at this, y'all. Look at that beautiful consistency. No lumps. Isn't that amazing? No lumps. Nice pudding, thick. By the way, you're fixing to start hearing my dogs. They are definitely starting to get antsy. So now we're going to put in our 3 tablespoons of butter, our 4 ounces of unsweet baking chocolate. We're going to whisk that in. And then our teaspoonish of vanilla. And we're going to use the Grand Marnier vanilla my daughter has requested because it's got that little orangey flavor to it. So we're going to use that one. Okay, teaspoon-ish of vanilla. This is my homemade vanilla. I have a video on that too. And then we're just going to mix this in. Okay, now what we're going to do is look how beautiful this is. Look at that. So silky, so creamy, so delicious, and it smells so good. And now what we're going to do is just pour it right into our pie shell, our prepared pie shell. Now, you could do a graham cracker crust if that's your preference. You don't have to do a pie shell, a pastry pie shell. You could do a graham cracker. You could also top this with meringue, but again, being so rainy today is definitely not a good day for meringue. So what we're going to do is we are going to let this cool. We're going to put this in the refrigerator and we're going to let this cool, and we're just going to do whipped cream. Oh goodness, there looks like there's going to be a little bit left in the bowl for sampling. Kids are just going to hate that. So here it is, guys. If you can work a microwave, you can make a beautiful chocolate cream pie. Doesn't that look wonderful? Give it a little swirl. There you go. And it's perfect. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you give this recipe a try. And if you do, be sure to leave me a comment. I'd love to know how yours turned out.